Hello, sixth graders. This is Mr. Shear. I hope your morning's off to a great start. Today we're doing Chapter 1, Lesson 7, which I call Finding the Missing Number in a Ratio, or AKA Missing Proportions. So real quickly, I just want to say that the book teaches this different than I'm going to teach you. The book, this slide is just informational. Because the book has a whole different method. The book calls this ratio and rate problems. And if you're using your book as a guide, again, you don't need to know this. This is just informational in case you're looking through the book for examples. The book uses a bar diagram to teach this. It also uses a number line to teach this. I find that confusing, so I'm going to teach you a different method to solve the same type of problems. And that different method includes new vocabulary. So the new word is proportion. And you already really know what a proportion is, even if you don't know the word. A proportion is two equivalent fractions. So it's two ratios or fractions that are equal. If we look, the example is 1/3, which is the same as 2/6. This right here is a proportion. So what the book has you doing today is it has you finding a missing number in a proportion. 2/3 is equal to what over 150? So you have an equivalent fractions there, or equivalent ratios, or you can call it a proportion, but you're missing one of the numbers. Now some of you might just be able to look at this and you can see a pattern to solve. So you might say to yourself, well, 3 times 50 is 150, so if I do 2 times 50, I'll get 100. The answer is 100. That's totally fine. However, I want to teach you a method in case you can't see the pattern. So there's the same fraction again, 2/3 equals what over 150? You can always solve by cross-multiplying and dividing. And I want you to practice this method today. So on your assignment today, you're going to be practicing this. You cross-multiply the two numbers you have across from each other, so 2 times 150, and then you divide by the other number. So 2 times 150 divided by 3. 2 times 150 is 300. 300 divided by 3 is 100. Let's see that again and practice a little bit. So here's a fraction or a proportion with a missing term. 3/4 equals 18 over what? So again, cross multiply and divide to find this missing number. And you multiply the two numbers you have across from each other. 4 times 18, and then divide by that last number. 4 times 18 is divided by 3. 4 times 18 is 72, and 72 divided by 3 is 24. The missing number is 24. So let's set this up with a story problem. Eli is making guacamole. He uses 2 tablespoons of cilantro for every 3 avocados. At this rate, how many tablespoons of cilantro will he need for 9 avocados? So step 1 is to set it up like a fraction. I put 2 cilantro over 3 avocados. You're missing the second number of cilantro over 9 avocados. Step 2. I'm going to multiply the two numbers I have across from one another, in this case 2 times 9, which is 18. Step 3, I'm going to divide by the last number, in this case 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6. The answer is 6 cilantro. Let's do one more together. On her pogo stick, Lula made 24 hops in 30 seconds. At this rate, how many hops will she make in 50 seconds? So again, step 1, set it up as a fraction. I put 24 hops over 30 seconds. Now my question is, how many hops over 50 seconds? Step 2, I'm going to multiply the two numbers I have across from one another, in this case 24 and 50, and that gives me 1,200. And then step 3, I'm going to divide by that last number, in this case 30, and that's going to give me a final answer of 40 hops. That is the missing number of this proportion. I want to point one thing out. Here's the same question again. So it's the same question we just did. And I want to talk about when you set it up as a fraction. If you'll notice, I put 24 hops over 30 seconds, and then a question mark of amount of hops over 50 seconds. So I'm looking for this. You can put hops over seconds, or you can put seconds on top of hops. It doesn't matter. This is okay too. When you set it up, the thing that's really important is you have to be consistent. You've got to look at the labels on your numbers. If you put hops on top, you got to do it on both sides. If you put seconds on top, you got to do it on both sides. So what you can't do is something like this. Hopefully you see what's wrong with this, but you can't have hops over second and second over hops. It's got to be just consistent. Cool. So, your assignment. It's called Homework 4, and it is an ALEKS assignment. We are going to skip the book lesson for Chapter 1, Lesson 7, because I don't like the way the book teaches it. I don't want to do a number line or the bar graphs. I think that makes it more confusing. I want you to practice this method today on an ALEKS assignment called Homework 4. Before you begin, I've got 3 more problems just at the end of this video that you can do along with the video to see if you're getting it. So I'm going to give you 3 more examples. Example 1 is the ratio of blue marbles to white marbles in a bag is 4 to 5. At this rate, how many blue marbles are there if there are 15 white marbles? This is a great opportunity to pause your video to see if you can solve this. And I'm going to be quiet for just a couple seconds until I solve. Great. Well, if you paused it, welcome back. If you didn't, here you go. First step, set it up as a fraction. 4 blue over 5 white. How many blue over 15 white? Second step, multiply the two you have across from each other. 4 times 15 is 60. Third step, 60 divided by 5 is 12. And if you got this, congratulations, your answer is 12 white marbles. Let's do 2 more. On a test, Matilda answered 12 out of the first 15 problems correctly. If this rate continues, how many of the next 25 problems will she answer correctly? Again, I'm going to pause for about 5 seconds for those people who want to pause their video before I take you into the solution. Great. Set it up as a fraction. I said 12 right problems out of 15. How many right out of 25? Hopefully by now you're getting the pattern. 12 times 25 is 300. And 300 divided by 15 is 20. The answer is 20 right problems out of the next 25, if she keeps that proportion. And your last example, at the harvest, 16 ears of corn are being picked for every 18 peppers. If 9 peppers have been picked, how many ears of corn have been picked? Pause your video if you'd like to solve. Great. So set it up as a fraction. 16 corn out of 18 pepper. How many corn out of 9 pepper? You might be able to just see the pattern on this one. You get the answer by dividing both of these by 2. However, if we use the cross, multiply, and divide method, 16 times 9 is 144. And 144 divided by 18 is 8. The answer is 8 corn. I'm going to leave you with this before you go do your assignment. This is Carl Warner, and if you've been taking attendance this week, first off, thank you. But secondly, I haven't really told you about this guy. He's one of my favorite artists. He's a food photographer, and he always makes really cool photographs entirely out of food. which I just think is really, really exceptional. So this is one of them. And the longer you stare at this picture, the more you'll see different food items represented throughout. So just a little bit about him, but check out Carl Warner. His photography is all over the internet. If you like what I've posted as the attendance question for the week. Also go do your ALEKS assignment. Have a great day, 6th graders, and thank you for watching.